the protection of the constitutional Fourth Amendment due process rights.
Right, exactly.
Qualified immunity makes it hard to hold these police accountable.
Gotta be changed.
It gotta be diminished.
Right.
There should be a different. The police should not be policing the police. There needs to be somebody else involved.
The police, because they have the ability to carry a gun and execute an individual, should be held to a higher standard.
Correct.
Not to a liability that prohibits them from getting charged and convicted.
Right, because why would they need that?
If you are truly a professional, you claim to be a professional in this field, then you should be held to a higher standard because your professional teachings will kick in and ensure that you handle life as precious as you claim it is.
Right, exactly.
Qualified immunity is just like a license to kill almost.
Thank you. Not almost.
Yeah, I mean, they word it how they
Not
want to
almost.
make it sound.
And it's
License
okay.
to kill, right?
You got to call it out for what it is.
Right. And I found that story. It was in Rochester.
Right.
New York.
I knew it was.
Yeah.
It wasn't Philadelphia. It wasn't.
Right.
Now, one thing that I'm seeing as far as change, I'm friends with a lot of activists, but it seems like people are not working in unison. Everybody has different agendas when there needs to be a common goal and people need to get together.
So let's stop that. Let's stop saying there needs to be unity because there's never been unity. So the NAACP wasn't the only organization in the civil rights game. There was SNCC, there was CORE, there was Black Panthers, there was SC, LC. There's enough in this game for everybody. So what activists have been doing is continuously bringing attention to the problem. So it's a lane. Look, there's enough misery for everybody to take a part in eliminating and eradicate. And for us to even think that we can be in unison in one voice is ridiculous because we're the United States. We are the melting pot. We are a collective of people, thoughts, and energy, and that's a good thing. Because we don't want to be monolithic in thought.
Right now, it's one common goal for everybody. Police reform is.
But what does reform look like? See, it
looks
varies
different
from everybody that you ask.
Yeah, it does.
But that's why I
it's
say.
agreement.
But what I say that Barack Obama and just as Barack Obama put forth the universal health care plan that we read right now in the midst of this pandemic, but you got this idiot in the White House trying to repeal it. The same thing with the 21st century policing. So when Jeff Sessions was appointed Attorney General under your president, Donald Trump.
That ain't my president. Like, whatever. Hold on. That ain't my president.
He started repealing everything that
I was going to name my son Barack.
had put in place in the Department of Justice under community-oriented policing. So when Barack recognized what Colin Kaepernick was doing for Trayvon Martin, and Barack made the comment, that could have been me. Yeah. That could have been my son.
Right.
So he put this task force together. So we don't understand when people say Barack didn't do anything. What he did, we ain't reading.
Right.
He did it. He put the game plan out there, but we got to follow it. So when you talk about how do we get that unity and get on the same plan, read the playbook.
Do y'all have a strong push, the NAACP, do y'all have a strong push to help people get registered for voting and getting people out there?
That. September 19th down at 502, we're going to have a registration poetry slam.
I would love to help promote that.
For sure.
Yeah, we'd love to help promote that.
Part of that.
You know, I got Quabadon Nixon.
Okay.
He's going to be the guy putting all the suit together to make sure we got the right poets, and DMZ hopefully is available. They can be the band that throw out some sounds, and you know, we're going to have a good time.
Sounds
for
nice.
a good cause.
Good cause.
Because we're tired of dying.
Man,
so vote like your life depends on it.
Definitely.
Because it might.
Right.
4 more years it is. Ooh,
Let me know
it's
if you need a DJ.
It's gonna be hard to come back from another 4 years like this.
Ain't no coming back.
Yeah, it's over with.
We're gonna be in the streets in a civil war if this fool gets elected. I mean, he's pushing us to that point.
Yeah.
And he doesn't care.
And the verbiage he uses, like he doesn't tell his supporters not to act in his name in malice.
Because he doesn't care.
He loves it.
And they should know better anyway. You know, they using that as an excuse to be hateful, but they already felt like that. All he did was say something and they just ran with it. I can't make nobody be hateful as they being. You know what I mean?
Fam, Donald Trump is the system. Racism is the problem.
Right.
So all Donald Trump is the mouthpiece for this racist culture that has been in existence in this country. They call it cancel culture because you want to take down monuments that respect folks that committed treason against this country.
Right.
But you don't consider cancel culture for the Africans that you brought over here and cut their tongues out and divested them from all their history. You don't call that cultural cancel culture.
Right.
And all we're asking for is the rights and protections that the Constitution affords us that we have fought and died for. The first person that died in the revolution was Crispus Attucks, a black man.
Right. And you're right.
I just drove past on Sherman. Who is that man on the horse on that statue? I've been trying to stop and see, but there ain't really no parking right there. Is that Robert E. Lee?
No.
Yeah, he got some dude on the horse in front of me.
It ain't
big old
Robert
statue.
E. Lee. That's all.
I like, man, they bogus. That's who
As
it is.
many times as I've been up to that statue, I can't think now, but it's somebody
It's huge.
or Sherman or somebody.
I think that's Sherman.
Yeah, Sherman. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, ain't nowhere to park.
Hey, they'd have been on it. They ain't got no.
We'd
We'd have been heard.
There's a discussion about removing Washington, Hamilton, all these presidents that were slave owners' names from public schools, and they up in a big roar about that.
Yeah, they can't get the
That
history
part
they got
always.
right now.
That part. That's the part that's upsetting to me, and I don't know if anybody really looks at that in depth. Is how mad they are. That we don't want to have these names of slave owners. It makes them angry. Like,
but at the same vein, if you were to try and name a building, a monument erected to Hitler, oh no.
right.
Oh no.
Right.
Stop it.
Right. You might not never work
Stop
again.
it.
You might not never put up another building ever again in your life. For real. And that's what I hit them with sometimes too, because when they want to tear down a statue of Andrew Jackson or whoever, and the bigots are going, that's history and this, that. And I'm like, okay, well, so is the flag with the swastika on it. All that's history too, but it's not accepted though, is it?
Wow.
I couldn't put that out there. I just got, when I logged on to my Facebook, my other page, they banned me for exactly what I'm saying. The picture up, there's a picture of the Nazi flag and there's a picture of American flag, and it's like, this offends us the way this offends you. They just banned me for 30 days for putting that up. And so it's not accepted. It's like, no, we don't talk about that. That's history, but we don't, because it was so terrible. But we still want y'all to go to school with these slave names, and we want y'all to walk past these statues, and we don't care if that's history though.
Yeah,
Come on, man. The hypocrisy of it all is what gets me.
and it be blatant. The blatant hypocrisy.
Right. Just right in your face. Right. You so mad you can't even say it, can't even get it out. And we gonna cut to some music. We gonna come back. We still got, man, the president, like Sayer say, Fred Roy, president of the NAACP Milwaukee chapter. Let me say that. Oh, the whole president? You know, people, you got to clarify stuff for folks out here, you know what I'm saying? So we'll be right back, y'all, with Burnham Sayer. Shout out to Smurf, DJ Eleazar Core, DJ LA. We'll be right back.
Yeah, I couldn't figure it out. They go, like, who the hell is this though? I never able to stop and see.
Right. Look, they say about the guy in Rochester, they say the police, they put a spit sock over his head, holding him to the ground. They say he proved stopped breathing after police knelt on him while he was naked and handcuffed, according to video.
Yep.
So it's like they want you to be absolutely still.
That what just happened?
No,
Yes,
that was in March.
Yeah,
They
that's
bring it to the light now.
Right.
That was before George Floyd.
Yeah.
The thing that blows me away is this stuff with Breonna Taylor in the news, how her ex-boyfriend,
Man, we got to speak up on that too.
man, that's crazy.
Man.
They gonna say,
But that's
no
not
plea agreement.
That's high. They doing that. I'm scheduling an appointment to speak to the director of Hire to Hear because I've been hearing he's been doing some bogus stuff. And how you gonna improve police community relations? And you got this task force running around here like cowboys.
Why do they even still exist?
Because they want to lock us up.
Remember some years back, Santiago, the feds set him up on Titonia, and they high-speed chased. He got away from him, and then he met him back at Hyder and turned himself in.
Why do they still exist?
Yeah.
Because they're still bringing dope in from Afghanistan.
Right.
Here's the thing that I just noticed that I just said. Now this is how deep, and this is you can call it conspiracy or whatever, but COINTELPRO was for real.
Yeah.
So my boy, who was running the dope for the Contras out of the north, just resigned as either the board of directors from NRA or the CEO from NRA. Because NRA is going through this thing right now where one of the guys is trying to put up his little girl in a $2,000 apartment, and Oliver North is calling him out on it. So all of a sudden, this is this big issue, but how does Oliver North become the CEO of one of the most powerful organizations in the world?
He's moving guns
And
with
you
them
know
dope.
dope and rock guns, right?
He was putting guns there,
And
dope
he's
here,
still
money
running,
here.
and the NRA is still running guns.
Yeah. Man, I be thinking like all the
Stop.
guns the cops confiscated didn't pop up in other countries.
They ain't worried about that.
Yeah.
They ain't worried about that because they manufacture them. They just coming right off the assembly line. They shoot them out over to South America. Stop.
Yeah.
Don't nobody know because they don't track the serial numbers. You don't register guns like you register a car. So they don't know where the guns come from. They're coming straight off the manufacturing line. Stop. Bin Laden been dead, right? Why we still there?
Right.
What we over there for?
Afghanistan
What we over there for?
produces what they say 98% of the world.
And what we got going on here in the United States right now?
Big heroin epidemic.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Not only that, I remember years ago when they was over there, it was a little article in the paper, right? And they was reporting everything with the war. And they said during the harvest season, there was no shooting, no fighting, no bombing. Like they paused the war to harvest the poppy. After they harvested the poppy, they went back.
And check this. So here's the difference between heroin addicts and crack addicts. Heroin addicts get treatment. Crack addicts got life. But heroin addicts is white now. Always been heroin addicts in this country. Right? What was my boy name? An American gangster?
Frank Lucas.
Lucas.
We got a better example than him though. Frank Matthews.
See?
With him though.
See?
They still ain't found him. When he got indicted, He disappeared in 1972. And they ain't found him since. They said if they found him today, they couldn't prosecute him. Because the witnesses against him is dead. Everybody from the organization did their time.
Right.
So big head brother and them like, fuck the feds.
He bailed out for $10 million. Disappeared.